When I'm lying in bed trying to fall asleep, I often think about the perfect shop. A space not confined by cost or square footage. You know, your dream shop with every tool in the world, designed for maximum capability, productivity, and feng shui. And I'm positive I'm not the only one who does this. Travis, Mr. Shop Nation, has to do this with his new project. And Jay Bates must be imagining his new workshop while he's staring into that giant burn pile. Every so often you get lucky, and an idea from your Taj Mahal shop is doable in your current peasant's quarters. In my imaginary workshop playground, at each station, I would have everything I would ever need to accomplish any action that would ever take place there. In reality, I can't have everything I would ever need at each station. But there are some reoccurring actions that may benefit from a workshop EDC. Those actions are writing, poking or cutting, taping, measuring, and sanding. I'm going to make 4 identical custom holsters for these things and mount them strategically around my shop. Let's meet the cast. In order of appearance, pens. I got frustrated years ago snapping lead, so I personally am a pen guy. Sue me. This is a product called the pencil that my friend Geoff from the new Janky Workshop makes. It can poke and cut just like anything else, but really shines when you're scribing or marking because you hold it like a pencil, hence the name, which gives you that familiar control that you don't get with other products. While I'm at it, go check out his channel after this. He films really creative builds with high production value, just needs to be discovered. The tape measurer will be the smaller form factor version with a clip on the front and a magnet on the back. 9 foot is plenty, as 99% of the lumber in the shop is 8 foot or less. Blue tape. As a woodworker, you know how important and versatile this stuff is. Lastly, sandpaper. 220 grit. Not for full sanding jobs. I just like to clean up, chip out, and knock down edges right away, or I'll tend to neglect doing it later. I want this to be compact, tidy, and easy to access. So I think the best order of operations is to make holders for each item and then see how closely we can cram them together. I feel like using a higher grade plywood for this project. These scraps have been repurposed 2 times already, so I'll have to dodge screw holes, pocket holes, dried on glue, and whatever this writing was for. For the blue tape, we're going to do a simple hook with a catch on the end. And I also noticed that the tape measure fits right in the middle of the blue tape. So we need to do something with that. I'm going to hold these tape measures on the front with a magnet to the magnet that's mounted on the back of the tape measure. So I'll find which way is attract and repel and hope that the polarity is the same on all of these. Yes? Yes? Come on. Yes! Okay. So as long as I mount these magnets with the opposing polarities from the tape measure to the magnet itself, I can mismatch these around and they'll all still stick and not one repel while the rest attract. I'll recess a 3/4 inch hole, checking back and forth for fit, and make sure I'm burying the X side into the wood. Then I'll clean up the edges a bit and test run. Now's the time to make adjustments to its functionality before you get further down the road. I'll use the same system from my main tool wall writing implement holder for the parts that hold the pen and the pencil. For this next part, I'm going to make a bridge for the sandpaper to live underneath, but I want the top of this to stick out no further than the top of the tape measure. 2 3/4. The reason I made this a standoff like a bridge is that a piece of sandpaper can go under, well, it actually goes like, wait a minute. Oh no. Ah. Can you break it still? Yes. Your one up for the project. Jackass. The reason I made this a standoff is so that sandpaper can go behind the pen and pencil holder and attach to the back panel with Velcro. Which leads me to why I choose random orbital pads over loose pieces of sandpaper. Number 1, you've already got them. Number 2, they're the perfect size. Number 3, they fold easily. And most importantly, number 4, they use a hook and loop system, a fancy way of saying Velcro. So I can use a small piece of Velcro and stick this right to the holder. I can smell some of you out there anxious to type something in the comments like, well, if you just wear an apron or a tool belt, you'll have that stuff with you all the time. Look, I hear you, but I'm not an apron guy. I don't even like having stuff in my pockets. You see, my shop time is not dedicated to several hours of uninterrupted steady flow. Nope, it comes in spurts.
Daddy, me had to do poo-poo. Dad, can you push me on swings?
Yeah.
Hey, Uncle John, there's some guys outside asking to hang out with me. Is that all right?
What? You see, let's get back to the project before any more visitors show up. Everything gets a hit with spray lacquer for posterity, and I'll stick on the hook side, the scratchy side, of a Velcro pad under the bridges. The first one gets mounted by my assembly table. This one will probably see the most action. The second I'll put on the dust cover of my miter saw, where the sandpaper will be used the most for the infamous miter saw chip out. The third will live on the side of the power tool station, a spot where I knoll lumber awaiting its turn on other tools, and is right next to the drill press, so I can use the pencil to make a divot for a more clean purchase when drilling holes. The last one goes near the joiner, planer, and band saws. Easy access to blue tape for gang cuts will be nice here. Over the course of a month, this will probably save me 500 steps, which is roughly 20 calories. So I'll go eat 2 vanilla wafers to celebrate.
Dad, can you help me find my other shoe?
Yeah. Well, do you remember where you took them off?
No.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay, let's see.